Authorities in Roberts County are asking for the public's help in finding a Rapid City man.
The sheriff's office says Jeremiah Olson left the Dakota Pride Treatment Center without permission around 11 o'clock Monday morning. Officials say Olson may be trying to get back to the Rapid City area and has a history of burglary.
Authorities are reminding people to keep their homes and cars locked. If you see him, do not approach and call law enforcement right away.
Rapid City police are looking for an armed man involved in a Saturday night robbery.
Police say someone visiting the city met up with a woman to buy marijuana. When the man went into her apartment, police say she locked him inside and a man with a gun assaulted him.
They allegedly took his phone and other property, and he was able to escape. Police have arrested 25-year-old Shayna Long for first-degree robbery and false imprisonment.
They're still trying to identify the man with a gun. If you know who he is, you're asked to contact police.
During our interview with Governor Larry Roden, he explained that the number of arrests made during Operation Prairie Thunder were lower than he'd originally announced.
He says the Department of Public Safety listed charges during the three-day operation as arrests.
It was 174 total drug arrests, but that number, the issue arose on what that number represented.
Okay.
It's not 174 individuals. It was a total number of charges. So one individual per se could have 3 drug charges.
The Department of Public Safety tells us they are working to get accurate arrest numbers figured out and should have us the information by this afternoon.
Despite the confusion over numbers, Governor Roden maintains the patrols were successful at getting criminals off the streets.
Well, now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
All right. Good morning, Summer. Good morning, everybody. We're following showers, thunderstorms this morning. They continue to move to the east. We'll have a decrease in cloud cover, bring back some sunshine. Temperatures will warm to the 70s and 80s. And then we'll see if we have a redeveloping shower or thunderstorm this evening in east central South Dakota. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Improving English and reading skills can make a big difference for adults.
One nonprofit that helps adults with their English and reading is getting ready for a big fundraiser. Tickets are now on sale for Reach Literacy's Brouhaha.
The event will feature craft beer and wine, storytellers, and more. The money supports Reach's programming for adult learners.
We don't have any other large fundraisers like this throughout the year. This is the one. So it is so important that we gain the funds that we need during this event to make sure that we can keep our programs free.
Brouhaha is October 9th, and you can purchase the tickets by clicking the link with this story on KELOLAND.com.
The 54-hole tournament doesn't tee off until Friday, but the Sanford International is up and running at the Minnehaha Country Club.
The grounds crew spent Monday morning preparing the golf course for a day of practice rounds, all in advance of this week's PGA Tour Champions event.
It's a week that wouldn't be possible without the tournament's more than 650 volunteers.
First time a player gets to the airport, they see a volunteer. The first time that any spectator comes walking through the gates, they see a volunteer. But also all the volunteers that help Minnehaha Country Club. We work with Southeast Tech. They provide some of their students that come out and provide some help for the grounds crew that are out here.
You can hear from a volunteer who's been co-chair of the caddy tent for the past 5 years at the Sanford International with this story on our website.
There's a golf program that's trying to get more kids interested in the sport.
First Tee South Dakota is a youth development program that's all about teaching kids lessons in golf and life.
But they also try to make the sport interesting for young golfers.
When you think about golf, sometimes you might think it's not the most fun to sit there and practice, but First Tee is about providing these fun games and these fun opportunities so kids are excited to come out and play.
This week, First Tee will be at the Sanford International to show children at the event how fun the sport can be.
Let's look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get another check of your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, check of our weather today. We've been monitoring showers and thunderstorms rolling through western Minnesota, northwestern Iowa. Those continue to roll east. Temperatures today will tend to come back up into the 80s this afternoon, central and western South Dakota. Pretty likely that we'll see that. I think overall here, too, dry skies this evening for the vast majority. There could be a couple of cells on radar up near Brookings. We've been monitoring that trend, too, this morning. How about Wednesday? Well, we're going to kick off the day with a southeast wind in Rapid City. That'll be rolling in at 15 to 30. Temperatures will climb back into the 80s for several of us here west of Sioux Falls. Not necessarily, though, a lot of rain here in the forecast. There could be a couple things that wander into the southwest tomorrow night. That's a possibility. And then on Thursday, we continue to prime the atmosphere, southeast winds, transporting some humidity from the south. Thunderstorms could get going up in North Dakota on a scenario like that. Still, I think the best shot for western South Dakota is probably Friday night. Thunderstorms there. Those thunderstorms, if they develop, would likely track north or northeast. So that's not a given that that's going to make it to Sioux Falls whatsoever. And in fact, the same scenario could reapply to Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, based on what we're seeing here. Again, if it's raining out in western South Dakota, it's going to be several degrees cooler. Sioux Falls could sit on the front end of that and just kind of stay warm and humid. And then we'll just see where it goes next on Sunday. And eventually it'll start to break down into early next week. 83 today, Sioux Falls for high, 84 Mitchell. A lot of 80s in the extended forecast, at least through the weekend. The rain chance, Sioux Falls, starts to come on in Saturday, Sunday. I think right now Aberdeen also will start to see some action on radar here as early as Saturday. And, of course, a lot of details on the timing of that yet to be worked out. So keep checking back in on the weather. Pier forecast, we're at 88 on Friday, right ahead of that system coming out of the Rockies. And then I think this rain chance is pretty good for western South Dakota. Rapid City, it's 30% early Friday. That graduates to 50% levels on Saturday. Check out more details online at KELOLAND.com.